Today in my chat show, we're going to be interviewing the creative Rajul Mehta. Welcome to my chat show, Rajul.
Thank you, Nora. Happy to be here.
Where were you born?
I was born in India, in Mumbai, but I also feel that we have different births. So as a fashion designer, I was born in Singapore, and as an artist, I studied in Israel.
As a child, were you always creative?
I think I was creative, but except I started with poetry. I used to love to write. So I used to write scripts and plays, and then eventuality I went into drawing. So it was not from the beginning that I was drawing, but I feel there are different ways of expressing art. So that was just different ways. I went to art school and I studied art formally, and then I've been working in art for more than 20 years now.
When does one start developing creativity?
I think you're always born with a lot of creativity when you're a child. The problem is how to keep it when you grow old, because you sometimes lose the creativity because you have a lot of bias that gets formed in you and the freedom of expression. So it's really about you're born with a lot of creativity and you need to keep that on.
Yeah, sometimes my mom gave me something, my father gave me something, but then, and then I kind of lost it though, It's because you grow older and older, and you kind of forget things,
I
just
think
a
you're
bit.
seeing some of that. I wonder from whom. Give me a 5 on that one.
What do you do mostly, what do you usually do?
I have thoughts, I have expressions, I have moments, and then I try to capture it all. I feel as an artist you have a lot of responsibility when you draw or when you think. You're portraying the world as you see it from a perspective, and it's unique to who you are. So you need to see it in a way that sort of can see what's really going on, interrogate, and really bring out things which most society might not be able to recognize.
Oh, I'm really interested. What kind of can you show me your shows? I'm really interested in what you made, because they look really beautiful.
So, how about this piece? Look at that.
Oh my God, it looks really beautiful. I like how you blended the colors. I really like how you blended the colors together to make a really beautiful form. I like it. I really like it.
Well, it depends what kind of shawls. I'll show you one, which I think is really pretty. Look at this one. It's so soft. It's hearts all over it.
Yeah. It's really nice.
Thank you.
Well, what kind of fabric do you usually make with them?
I love to use cashmere, 100% cashmere. I love to use cotton, silk, linen, wool. So there's all kinds of different fabrics that we use. And they become fun because they bring different textures. Yeah. Look at this one. So this is a different fabric. You can see the colors and the pom-poms. They're so soft.
Yeah. I like how you blended in the colors. Well, usually my mom and my grandma usually love, literally adore wearing your shawls in the flight and wherever they go. And my mom loves carrying more of them. When she goes to work, she basically always carries just one shawl of yours and always keeps it in her bag.
She's a really good supporter.
Yeah, she loves your shawls. Well, what is your passion?
Well, I think my passion is that I have ideas and I love to bring them to life. So whether it is, a painting or whether it's a scarf. I mean, I have these colors and ideas and I want to bring them to life. It's something in my mind, and if I can create it to become real, that's what, excites me. So, Nora, when you said, often what we do when we are much younger comes alive again in different things that we do. For example, I made these shawl jackets, and you can see I put really a lot of Singlish words in it. This says kiaso, So even though I did poetry, sometimes I like to play with words.
I heard you do a lot of charity work. Do you mind sharing with us?
Of course. I mean, I think most of the time it's because of my mother and my parents that I've always seen them do something with charity. So if I really start believing in a cause, I really want to go and do something about it, put my energies towards it. So when I was living in Israel, I used to work for a children's foundation. And but the journey there started because my daughter was burnt when she was very young, and there were no burnt units there. And I'm like, oh my God, little kid, she needs grafting, and there's no burnt unit. So what I did, I put a lot of time into it to create burnt units there. So
Wait, your daughter was burnt?
she had a burn when she was younger, just in her feet, and it was really painful, you know. So I wanted, special doctors to take care of her, so she'd have less pain, and they would understand how to deal with children. But they didn't have burnt units there, so it took us a long time to get few burnt units ready by doing lots of charity. We used to do charity balls and charity events to raise money for the hospital. So that was a cause that I worked quite closely with, and ever since, I mean, there are causes that I will always believe in and support. Do you do any charity work?
Yeah, we went to India and we celebrated Diwali in an orphanage with the children. We
Nice.
also found a garbage dump, and we saw a lot of people working there, and we decided to give some some Indian sweets to them just to wish them Diwali.
That's beautiful. So for example, when I was in Singapore, I worked at a Jewish old age home, but I worked with children from the Jewish school to create beautiful paintings for the old age home. So I mean, I do charity sometimes with time, sometimes with money, sometimes with my own self,
How do we children, bring up our creativity side?
I think to be honest to who you are, the closer you stay to whatever you feel and not compromise on it to make it anything else, your authentic side is what's the most real. And if you can portray that, you're going to be an amazing artist.
What message do you have for us children?
I think be cool, enjoy what you do, whether it's passion, whether it's fashion, whether it's art, just be yourself, right? Rock it.
Yeah. Like kaboo.
Like a boo, enjoy it, right?
Yeah. Thank you for coming to my chat show, and I literally enjoyed having you.
Thank you, darling.
If you want to find out for more information, please go to www.queenmark.com. Don't forget to smash that like button.